Hello Perfect Beauties, my name is Daisy and today I'm going to be doing a heart-to-heart video, throwback to the heart-to-heart. If you guys do want to see me on a more intimate level, I have another channel, it's called Miss Girly Geek, I'll link it below. But I talk about my ambitions, my fears, very personal, intimate webcam quality videos of my life. So if you're interested more, you want to stalk me, I'll have the link below. But basically I wanted to talk about how to be happy and if/then statements. So I know a lot of people, they're not happy because they think about if then. If I have a job, I'll be happy. If I have a boyfriend, I'll be happy. If my company raises $1 million, I'll be happy. If I get this handbag, I'll be happy. If I get this position in a play or a company, I'll be happy. And what you don't realize is that there's all these celebrities, right? Like people who have $1 bajillion, who are super good looking, who could have anything that they possibly wanted, but a lot of times these celebrities turn into drug or alcohol and they go to rehab and they're just not happy. And how could you ever think that external circumstances cause someone to be happy or unhappy when these people have basically everything, but they're still so miserable, right? I am human, I have ups and downs. Although I've never been diagnosed with a panic disorder or anxiety attack or whatever, I go through bad thoughts and I go through bad days just like the rest of us, right? And so recently, even though I thought, wow, I have everything anybody could possibly want, really, sometimes I still have bad thoughts and sometimes I'm still not happy because it's so easy to have negative thoughts. It's so easy to be a negative person. It's so easy to complain and think that everything is wrong with your life and to blame it on other people. And what do I mean by easy? Well, think about driving to the grocery store, right? It's easy to take a path that you've taken thousands of times to the grocery store, but that path to the grocery store might not be the fastest, might not be the most efficient or cost-effective way, but because you've done it thousands of times, you don't really think about it. You just go in your car and you drive, right? That's basically what negative thoughts are. Negative thoughts are easy to think because we think about them $1 bajillion times, and so when we're bored or we have nothing to do or we need to think about something, we just automatically revert to those negative thoughts instead of trying to think of new positive thoughts. An example of this is that I absolutely hate turbulence on flights. I get so scared of turbulence on flights. And now that German plane disappeared and completely crashed, I can guarantee you a lot of people going on the plane are thinking, oh my God, this plane might crash. If there's turbulence, what's going on? Is the plane gonna crash like that German Airbus did? But that doesn't mean anything. People think the plane is gonna crash because it's easy to think about it because it was just on the news, it's on the headlines, it's everywhere. But that doesn't mean it's gonna happen. And as a matter of fact, 99.99999% of the airplanes do not crash, right? And so what is the point of thinking these negative thoughts if it's not gonna happen, if it's out of our control about certain situations that we cannot control? It's just it's just negative thoughts. They're not real. They're kind of created in our memory. And the only reason why we think about them is because it's easy, because we've thought about it $1 bajillion times. And so anytime, we think negative thoughts, anytime you think negative thoughts, you need to kind of discipline yourself, right? Much like you discipline yourself to work out and do ab exercises or deadlifts or whatever, to discipline your mind to think happier thoughts, to think positive thoughts, to be more grateful, so that way you don't run into the trap of the cycling negative thoughts, right? And let me give you an example, right? Let's say there's two people who get laid off from their job. One person can be negative and can think, oh my God, the company sucks, the boss sucks, everything sucks in my life. How am I going to pay off the mortgage? How am I going to, put food on the table? How am I going to tell my family this? I'm never going to get a job. I'm a failure. Why am I such a failure? It's because my boss sucks. They're going to get into the spiral of negative thinking, and that does no good for them to think that way. Yes, I'm sorry that you got laid off, and yes, I'm sorry that sucks, but there's nothing you can do about it, and there's no reason to go into bad thoughts about it, right? But the second person, for example, if they get laid off, They understand that, you know, maybe it was a situation that was out of their control. They kind of learn from it, recognize maybe next time what they could do to prevent the situation. But instead of agonizing over it, instead of taking the time to think these bad thoughts, they're gonna network, they're gonna reach out to people on LinkedIn, they're going to post their job listing on 1,000 different job boards, and they're gonna hustle and follow up and try to find a better job for them. And they're gonna be proactive. And instead of agonizing over what went wrong or what happened to them, or, you know, how much of a loser they are because they got laid off, they're gonna go forward and find a better situation for themselves. And these two things, right, these two negative events unfortunately happened to two different people, and one person could then turn into some bum on the street smoking crack, right? Because they have those negative thoughts, because they didn't exercise mental discipline. And the other person can understand that, yes, you know, this sucks that this happened to me. Yes, I have feelings about it. Yes, I don't feel good about myself, and it's okay not to feel good about myself. It's normal not to feel good about myself, but I'm not gonna let that stop me, and I'm gonna practice discipline into the way I think and the way I turn around my life to do what it is that I want. So this person is going to find a better job, right? They might make more money, they might get they might get promoted and live a better life than the other person that got laid off. And you can just see these two people who had the same exact situation happen to them, but they're completely different circumstances or situations after, simply because of their mental capabilities, right? It's all about mental discipline, mental projection. Whenever I become negative, whenever I start thinking about what I don't have, whenever I start becoming ungrateful, and whenever I start complaining, I just tell myself, okay, Daisy, recognize that, you know, you're being really just annoying right now. I tell my mind this. I seriously, like, I talk to my mind, like, Daisy, you're being really annoying right now. Shut the fuck up. And then, you know, I just be like, okay, it's okay, but now let's move on. Now let's figure out what we're gonna do. Now let's figure out how we're gonna fix it, and let's move forward with our life and just come back and start thinking, you know, what can happen in the future. To be happy is to understand that being happy takes a lot of work, to understand that thinking positively takes a lot of mental strength and mental discipline, and it's not easy. And the easy thing to do is to think badly and to kind of give up and to think you're, you know, bad and to succumb to those bad thoughts, right? Or you can really understand and recognize that, take a step back and just tell yourself, hey, you know, I'm grateful for these things. This is what I can do. This is what I'm great at. And I'm going to move forward with my life and think better thoughts for next time. And another tip to be happy, and another quick tip to be happy, is replace I have to with I get to. So I know people say, I have to do my taxes, or I have to go grocery shopping, or I have to go to work, right? Instead of saying have to, replace that with I get to. So I get to pay my taxes because I'm earning a shit ton of money, right? I get to go to work because I have a job that I love. I get to go to the grocery store because I get to go shopping. To take what you have to do, or try to take the mundane and be just really positive and think of it in a better light, because that really changes your mindset, and that makes you a lot more happy. And that is what practicing, you know, mental discipline is, right? Sometimes I feel like, for example, just before this, I was like, oh, I have to put on makeup, and I have to film a YouTube video, and I have to get all my lighting set up, and now I have to get dressed, and now I have to put on my falsies and things like that. But you know, changing that mindset, right, into I get to make a YouTube video. I mean, how many people have the luxury of having a YouTube channel and being able to impact so many people? And how many people even get to wear the makeup like I do and figure out how to put it on? And how many people get to touch so many people with their words and messages, right? I am so lucky and so thankful for all you guys watching my channel and being there and supporting me through it. It's been so long, but it's been so fun. So I want to hear from you guys today in the comments below what you get to do, right? Take the mundane, take the have-tos, and change them into get-tos. And remember, to practice positivity is to practice mental discipline. So I wish you all best of luck, and let me know if you guys have any other questions about what you want me to talk about for heart to heart, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.